What kind of settlements will Elon Musk build on Mars and the Moon? What's the plan? Guys, just imagine. If one day life suddenly began to die out on Earth, where would humans go? If the Earth is destroyed by a large meteorite collision, or a nuclear war destroys the entire civilization, then who will save the human race? Will humans be gone forever? Or will we have another house? This is the question that shook the world's most visionary and famous industrialist, Elon Musk. Elon Musk's dream is that humans should not be limited to just the Earth, but become a species living on many planets, so that human civilization can always be safe. In today's time, human eyes are on space. In this direction, the world's famous industrialist Elon Musk is dreaming a very big dream to establish permanent settlements of humans on the Moon and Mars. His company SpaceX is constantly working in this direction. Friends, today's video is going to be very interesting and informative. That's why you will definitely share this video and reach many people, so that more and more people will be able to know about it. Apart from this, you are also requested to watch the video from beginning to end. Just imagine a world where the sky is always black, the sun shines brightly, there is silence all around, no wind, no trees, no river, and yet man is living there in his home. It may sound like the story of a science fiction film, but this dream is now moving towards becoming a reality. Elon Musk believes that our Earth is as beautiful as it is fragile. History bears witness that there have been many such events on Earth, which almost ended life. Millions of years ago, dinosaurs were completely wiped out by the collision of a huge meteorite. If something like this happens again in the future, will man be saved? This fear made him think that man must have a second home, and that house must be in space. Elon Musk has another big reason: the long-term survival of human civilization. They say that if human beings are to survive for millions and millions of years, we have to move beyond one planet. Just as humans came out of the continents and built their cities all over the Earth, it is time for us to step into space. According to him, the future of human beings lies in the stars, and Mars could be the first big step in this direction. Now the question arises, why Mars and the Moon? According to Elon Musk, the Moon is closest to the Earth, so it is the perfect place to start permanent life in space. By settling on the Moon, we can learn how to live with limited resources, how to make oxygen, how to recycle water, and how to live longer in the difficult environment of space. The Moon will become a training ground for humans, where we will be able to test every technology before going to Mars. There is another great reason to go to the Moon: to make a permanent presence in space. If humans settle on the Moon, it will become a base station for future space trips. From here it will be easier to get to Mars, asteroids, and further planets. Elon Musk's dream is to build a colony on the Moon, which can become the center of future space missions. Now let's talk about Mars. Elon Musk wants to make Mars the second permanent home of man. The biggest reason behind this is the conditions similar to the Earth of Mars. The duration of the day on Mars is almost as high as Earth's. There is evidence of water, and the atmosphere there may change in the future. Scientists believe that if the right technology is used, an environment suitable for humans can be gradually created on Mars. Elon Musk wants to turn this possibility into reality. Elon Musk believes that if humans settled on Mars, it would be the greatest achievement in human history. This will prove that human beings are not bound by any boundaries. We are not just a species of Earth, but can become an interplanetary civilization. His dream is to build an entire city on Mars, where millions of people can live, work, farm, and develop a new culture in a new world. Elon Musk has another important reason: the development of science and technology. The technology that is being developed to go to Mars and the Moon will also benefit on Earth. Better energy system, better recycling techniques, better medical equipment, and better transport system, all these things will improve human life on Earth as well. That is, the space mission will be beneficial not only for space, but for the entire human civilization. Elon Musk's thinking is not limited to business alone. They believe that their money, their time, and their energy should be invested in securing the human future. With this in mind, he founded his company SpaceX. The main objective of SpaceX is to make space travel cheap, safe and accessible to the common man. Elon Musk wants that one day ordinary people can also travel to Mars, just like people travel by plane today. According to Elon Musk, if a permanent settlement is settled on Mars, it will be a backup planet for human civilization. If anything goes wrong on Earth, human life will be safe on Mars. This thinking inspires them to keep moving forward. They say that this work is not easy, but if we do not start today, it will be too late in the future. Elon Musk also believes that the nature of human beings is to explore. The primitive man emerged from caves and traveled all over the Earth, discovering new continents, establishing new countries, and creating new civilizations. Now that same spirit of discovery is leading us to space. According to him, going into space is the next step in human nature. There is also an emotional reason to go to Mars and the Moon: hope. Elon Musk wants humans to be optimistic about the future. They want people to dream big, not just talk about fear and distress. He believes that the dream of settling a city on Mars will inspire people, attract children to science, and give a new direction to the whole world. However, there are countless difficulties on the way to this dream-long space travel: the risk of radiation, extreme cold, limited availability of food and water, mental pressure, and technical challenges. But Elon Musk believes that if man does not lose courage, then all these problems can be solved. Every great achievement in history has come through difficulties. They want humans to be not just a species of one planet, but to make their mark in the entire universe. His dream may seem impossible today, but perhaps future generations will consider it the greatest step in human history. Now let's talk about building a settlement on the Moon. Elon Musk and several space agencies are working together on a plan to establish a human settlement on the Moon. The question is, how will humans live in a difficult place like the Moon? What kind of settlement will be built and what will life be like there? The Moon is the closest celestial body to the Earth. It only takes 3 days to get here. For this reason, the Moon is considered to be the first step of human life in space. Scientists believe that it is very important to build a permanent settlement on the Moon before going to Mars, so that we can learn how to live long in space with limited resources. The settlement on the Moon will serve as a laboratory and training center for future Mars missions. The biggest problem on the Moon is the atmosphere. There is no air, no oxygen, no open availability of water, and no natural protective shield. The sun's strong rays and deadly radiation from space reach the surface directly. In such a situation, ordinary houses cannot be useful for human living. Therefore, the settlement on the Moon will be a complete scientific and technological marvel. The houses to be built on the Moon will be modular structures with thick walls. These houses will be built with special metals and strong composite materials to protect against radiation and micrometeorites. Scientists are also planning to inhabit them underground, rather than building houses directly on the surface of the Moon. The Moon's soil, called regolith, will be poured onto the roofs and walls of houses to create a natural shield, protecting the people living inside from radiation. There will be a completely controlled environment inside these houses. The temperature inside will be kept as comfortable as the Earth. The air quality will be continuously monitored and the oxygen level will be maintained balanced. Every house will be completely sealed, so that there is no effect of the vacuum outside. In a way, these houses will be small pieces of Earth, which will be installed on the surface of the Moon. Now the question arises, where will the oxygen come from to breathe there? For this, scientists are developing techniques to extract oxygen from the Moon's soil and ice. Oxygen is present in large quantities in the Moon's soil, but it is chemically bound. It will be disassembled with the help of special machines. Apart from this, oxygen will also be made by breaking down the water. In this way, a continuous supply of breathable air will be ensured in the lunar settlement. Water will be the most precious resource on the Moon. Recent research has found large deposits of ice in the polar regions of the Moon. This ice will be melted to make drinking water. Apart from this, every drop of water on the Moon will be recycled again and again. Human sweat, breath moisture and used water will be purified and made drinkable again. In this way, a water system with almost zero wastage will be developed. Now let's talk about food. Neither the soil on the moon nor the environment is conducive to agriculture. Therefore, high-tech greenhouses will be built there. Vegetables and fruits will be grown in these greenhouses with the help of LED lights, controlled temperature, controlled moisture, and nutrient-rich water. Farming will be done without soil through hydroponic and aeroponic technology. Astronauts will grow vegetables themselves to feed their fresh, reducing reliance on external supplies in the long run. Electricity will be the backbone of life on the moon. The day on the moon is very long, with about 14 days of continuous sunlight. During this time, a huge amount of energy will be collected by installing huge solar panels. This energy will be stored in large batteries, so that there is no shortage of electricity even during the 14-day-long night. Small nuclear power plants can also be set up in the future, so that the supply of energy is maintained in every situation. Life on the moon will not be limited to just survival, but a small but fully functioning civilization will be developed there. There will be scientific laboratories, where research related to space, physics, biology and medicine will be done. There will be hospitals so that treatment can be possible in case of any emergency. Virtual reality, sports and social activities will be arranged for entertainment, so that the mental health of the astronauts also remains good. The routine of the people who live on the moon will be completely different. The gravity there is 6 times lower than the Earth, so walking, jumping, and working will be a completely different experience. People will be seen walking lightly, bouncing around. The help of robots and machines will be taken to do heavy work. Humans will mainly perform tasks such as control, research, and planning. One of the major objectives of establishing a settlement on the moon is also the preparation of the Mars mission. By staying here, scientists will learn what effects living in a closed environment for a long time has on the human body and mind. They will test new technologies to make life possible in an even more difficult place like Mars. The moon will be the first space house of human civilization, from where the path will be opened for further cosmic journeys. Emotionally, too, the settlement on the moon will be a new chapter in human history. For the first time, humans will live permanently outside their planet. It is thrilling to realize that there is a human home somewhere other than the Earth. It will be a source of pride and inspiration for the entire mankind. However, there are many difficulties on the way to this dream. Extreme temperature changes, dangerous radiation, meteorite strikes, technical malfunctions and psychological challenges will always be present on the moon. But science is constantly looking for solutions to these problems. Every seemingly impossible dream is possible at some point. In the end, it can be said that the settlement to be built on the moon will not be just a group of buildings, but it will be the most daring leap in human history. This will be the step by which humans will move towards becoming a truly space civilization. May future generations remember it in the same way that we remember the first flight or the first sea voyage today. The main purpose of settling on the moon is to prepare for the Mars mission. Scientists will thoroughly examine every aspect of living, working, farming, and sustaining life here. The settlement will serve as a final training center before heading to Mars. Based on the experiences from here, the plan to settle on Mars will be further improved. Now let's talk about Mars, which Elon Musk wants to make the second home of human civilization. Mars has been chosen because there is evidence of water. The duration of day and night is similar to that of Earth and its atmosphere can be changed in the future. Scientists believe that with the help of technology on Mars, the temperature and atmosphere can be adapted to humans. Elon Musk's dream is to build an entire city on Mars, where millions of people can live. The houses to be built on Mars will be extremely modern. These houses will be large dome-shaped, with a controlled environment inside. These houses will have complete arrangements for oxygen, water, temperature control and lighting. People will feel like they are living in a high-tech city. It is not possible to cultivate directly on the surface of Mars, so special greenhouses will be built, where vegetables, fruits and grains will be grown in LED lights and controlled environments. Modern techniques like hydroponic and aeroponic farming will be used, which do not require soil. Huge solar farms will be built for electricity, which will continuously generate energy on the surface of Mars. Apart from this, small nuclear power plants can also be set up in the future, so that the supply of electricity is continuous. Machines will be installed to extract oxygen from the atmosphere of Mars to breathe, and oxygen will also be made by breaking down the water. Every particle of water will be recycled, so that there is no wastage of any kind. SpaceX has developed a very powerful rocket to take humans to Mars, called Starship. It is the largest and most powerful rocket ever built, which can carry more than 100 people to Mars at a time. It is fully reusable, which will greatly reduce the cost of space travel. Elon Musk's goal is to send thousands of people to Mars every 2 years, in order to gradually settle a permanent population there. According to the plan, the first human flight could be sent to Mars around 2030. After this, scientists, engineers, doctors, farmers and technical experts will be settled there. The goal is to establish a small city on Mars by 2040, and by 2050 there is a plan to have a population of about 1 million people. This in itself would be the greatest achievement in human history. However, this mission is extremely difficult and has many major challenges in front of it. The journey to Mars takes about 6 to 9 months, in which astronauts have to live with radiation, mental stress, and limited resources. Extreme cold, dust storms, and low gravity on Mars can have a negative impact on the human body. To deal with all these problems, scientists are constantly developing new solutions. If man succeeds in settling on Mars and the Moon, it will be a new beginning for human civilization. This will not only save human life, but also break the boundaries of science, technology, and thinking. Humans will become a species that will not depend on just one planet, but will make its presence felt throughout the solar system. A new civilization will be born, the greatest revolution of science will take place, human beings will become a truly cosmic species. Elon Musk's dream may seem impossible today, but history bears witness that every major revolution has started with a seemingly impossible idea. There was a time when flying was considered impossible, but today airplanes are commonplace. Similarly, perhaps human settlements on Mars will also become a common sight in the coming years. 500 years ago, people used to say, the Earth cannot be round. Today, there is talk of building a city on Mars. Elon Musk's dream may seem crazy, but every revolution seemed crazy at some point. Perhaps future generations will say, we were born on Earth, but we built a home in the stars. So see the guys again in the next video with some more interesting facts. If you liked the video, be sure to like, share and subscribe, because the future is settling in space. And if you want a video on a particular topic, then definitely tell your topic in the comment box below.